Before we dive in, if you've ever felt stuck in the same reaction, I made 3 hooponopono cleaning maps to show you what's really going on when you're triggered. They're not available anywhere else. And if you're interested in one-on-one mentoring and guidance, you'll find them in the description. So let's get into the video. Let's get something straight. Most people think they're manifesting, but what they're really doing is trying to control life. And what is the need to control? The need to control only arises when you already feel out of control. Control isn't power. It's coping, and it comes from fear. It's the ego saying, I don't feel safe, so I have to make this happen. It's a limiting belief that says, I don't feel loved, so I have to earn it. It's a memory that says, I don't feel supported, so I have to grab it, chase it, and need it before it slips away. So what looks like manifestation is often just manifesting survival. It's the attempt to manage fear by controlling the world. But the fear doesn't live out there. It lives in the mind as data. And when you manifest from that inner pressure, from fear, and the illusion of being out of control, you're not aligned with abundance, love, or truth. You're trying to survive the future before it even arrives. So the more you control, the more you confirm the story. I'm not secure. I'm not loved. And that is what is unconscious, and that is what we clean. We're cleaning the loop of memory, which is a restless mind. Please also see that control is attachment. And attachment says, only if this goes the way I want, will I be okay. That's not trust, and it's limiting. So what are we attached to? We are attached to what we already know, to the existing data that is in our minds. And that is not inspiration. That is data replaying as lack of control, upset, and stress. So by relying only on what we have gathered, we try to manifest. That means nothing new can happen. So in control, attachment, and expectations, we are not creating. We are projecting the past over and over again. Even though the situations look different, the same story emerges. And that's the trap. It feels like we have a ton of choices, but it's really memory calling the shots. Control is memory. Attachment is memory. And expectation is memory. So when you manifest from memory, you don't create. You repeat. The mind isn't open. It's rehearsing anxiety. You're not receiving. You're managing stress. You're reliving the past and calling it manifestation. And here's the punchline. Anything born from fear will carry fear. Like the millionaire who makes more but is terrified of losing it. Every expectation is a limitation. It says only this version of reality is allowed and everything else is rejected. But truth doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. Truth is whole. Love is inclusive. And it's richer than anything the mind can plan. Conclusion is a dead end, and cleaning is what makes space. Forgiveness and gratitude says, I don't know, but I'm willing to trust. And in that open space, something new can arrive. And that's the shift that cleaning gives us. Not trying to manifest a better version of the past, but becoming available to what's aligned with the divine. Cleaning brings you back to the here and now, which is free and clear of the past. And that moment is where inspiration lives. It's where the heart finally becomes available to receive. Most desires don't come from truth. They come from pressure, from a feeling that something is missing, from the belief that who you are right now isn't enough. So you chase the thing, the money, the job, the partner, the success, not because it's inspired, but because you think it will make the pressure go away. And here's what's really happening. You're not chasing the thing. You're chasing the relief. That tension in your chest, that low-level kind of baseline anxiety, that's the pressure of believing in lack. And when you get the thing, that pressure lifts, but only for a moment. And then we call it peace. But it's not peace. It's a pause in the panic. So the cycle starts again. And hooponopono helps us to see that when a desire is born from memory, it isn't inspiration. It's survival. We want money because we are afraid of not having enough. We want love because we still feel abandoned by ourselves. We want success because we think it will finally prove our worth. But what if the thing you're chasing isn't what you really want? What if you're not really after the thing, but the feeling you think it will bring? And what if that feeling, peace, safety, value, isn't in the thing at all, but in the absence of grasping, of needing? And that's why we clean. That's why hooponopono works. Not to get the thing, but to dissolve the version of ourselves that believes we need it. So the real discomfort isn't in not having what you want. It's believing that you need it to be okay. Hooponopono doesn't fix that belief. It clears it. And you don't need to figure it out. You don't need to ask how. How is just another loop, another distraction, another memory. Cleaning returns you to simplicity, to zero. And from zero, life flows differently. What's aligned shows up, not because you forced it or controlled it, but because you are finally available to receive it. That's why hooponopono doesn't chase outcomes. It clears the root so that inspiration, so that divinity, so that wisdom can lead. Now let's be honest. We rarely want what we say we want. We say we want the car, the house, the money. But when we clean on it, what comes up is actually something else. I want the car because my neighbor got it. I want the money because I'm afraid to be without it. I want love because deep down, I don't feel loved by myself. It's not the thing. It's about the meaning the mind has assigned to the thing. And what we really want is relief, peace, wholeness. But here's the catch. If the desire is built on fear, then the outcome will carry fear. So hooponopono doesn't ask you to give up on your desires. It asks you to clean your relationship with them. That way, you can want, you can desire without grasping, without neediness. You can receive without needing it. Because when you clean, you might still get the car. Great, more power to you. Or the money, or the partner. But you're no longer chasing them to fix this feeling of lack. You're choosing from wholeness, not fear. And from that place, creation becomes a playground. Not survival, not control, just life expressing itself through you. You're not here to manifest a better version of your wounds. You're here to remember you're already whole. And that's the power of cleaning. It clears the emotional charge, the grasping, the story of I'm not good enough. So when something feels sticky, that's your invitation, not to force it, but to allow it to come up to be cleaned. Because what's truly aligned doesn't make you tense. It makes you peaceful and available. So let's make this simple. Imagine your mind is a fogged up window. You're trying to see the sunrise. You want clarity. You want peace. But no matter how hard you squint, focus, script, or visualize, the window stays foggy. That's what memory does. You're not seeing the world. You're seeing through memory, through fear, through expectation, through attachment, through stories you didn't even know you were telling. Hooponopono is that cloth that clears the glass. You don't have to analyze the fog. You don't have to decode every pattern. You just have to be willing to clean and trust. The sun is always there. The peace, the clarity, the guidance, it's not missing. It's just obscured by layers of mental static. So we clean, not to make something happen, but to let what's already true come into view. So let's look at how this shows up in everyday life, in the things we think we want. And when you start to see through the fog, you begin to notice something deeper. The problem was never out there. Yes, of course, it always feels personal. But what if that's the lie? I know it shows up in your chest as anxiety, in your voice, in your relationships. It wears your face and it speaks in your tone, echoes of your past. But just because it feels personal doesn't mean it is. Most of what we are reacting to isn't happening now. It's memory, old patterns, ancient echoes, stories you didn't write, but you've been living inside them anyway. So when something triggers you, you're not being punished. You're being shown what's still active inside, the identification. And when you can see that as memory, you begin to sense that freedom. Because if it's not personal, it's not permanent. And if it's not who you are, it's something that can be released. And this is where Hooponopono becomes medicine. You're not fixing yourself. You're not healing a broken you. You're just clearing what never belonged to you in the first place. And what's left after you clean is you, the real you, the you that doesn't need a story, the you that's already enough. And that's why we clean, not to change the world, but to return to who we are without the story, without the wounding. You're not stuck. You're just holding on to something that's now asking to be released. And now you can. So how to clean when a desire arises? First, name the desire. Say it out loud. Write it down. Next, notice what arises. Is there fear? Is there tightness in your chest? Is there grasping? Don't judge what arises. Clean it. Say to the energy in you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You're not cleaning the thing. You're cleaning the meaning of neediness, the identification and the fear attached to it. Then let go, not as a strategy, but as a return to yourself, to trust. Because what comes from inspiration is always better than what comes from the data of the past. Hooponopono saves you so much time because instead of chasing what you think you need, it brings you back to peace, to zero, the space where nothing is missing. When you clean, you stop trying to shape the world, to manipulate and control the world to match your fear. You start letting life express what's true. From zero, life flows. From zero, you don't force. You receive and you give freely. From zero, you create without attachment. That's why you can still have the car, the partner, the job, the money, but they don't define you. They don't grip you. They don't oppress you. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all else is added. It doesn't say seek the outcome first. So when you clean, you stop needing the thing out there to be okay. If this spoke to your heart, I'd love to invite you to download my Cleaning Maps bundle. It's a set of prompts and emotional triggers that you can use as a daily cleaning tool. These maps help you to identify what's really coming up underneath the surface of your desires, your reactions, and struggles. So you can clean at the root, not the symptom. Use them whenever something feels sticky or charged, and let them guide you back to zero. And you'll find the link below. And if this resonated, please leave a comment to let me know how it lands for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the inner work. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I love you. Take care. Until the next time, my friends.